So, except just like pure malice. They actually stole the mailbox with the gold trim and everything. Big heavy mailbox on this 4x4. They stole it. They took the gate, the fence. It's a big 16-foot gate with 3 vinyl panels and stainless steel hardware holding it together. An 8-inch around post holding it. Had a wheel on the gate, so the 16-foot gate would swing all the way in. And anyways, there's another gate over here. Another 16-foot gate. And they came over and they stole it. Like, they didn't have anything to do with it, and they just took it. They already had the other entrance, and they took the 16-foot gate from here. These things cost money. They're made of steel. Stealing things and ripping things down. Killing trees. Tearing up the soil. This is just unbelievable. It's my yard. They took the garage too. Okay? We got threats about the house, so they wanted to condemn it. They had no business. The family records, family photos, dumbbells, furniture, everything that could be saved was in the shed. It was 24 foot by 30 foot. And it was a separate standalone building. And they took it. All of it. The fire safes, the shovels, the axes, the sledgehammers, the garden shovels, garden rakes. This goes on quite a bit further. It's 3 lots. This is lot 1, this is lot 2, and the wooded area is lot 3. It's 1.73 acres. Should be just about 2. I mean, what the hell did they spray things with to kill things like that? There were fig trees here along this edge of the house. The fig trees are missing. I think there was a fig tree here. Yeah. I don't know, they mowed it over. Some such. And there was another real big one over here. Muscadine grapes through here. Raspberries. They took several of the citrus trees. I mean, look at that. They ground the citrus trees to stumps. Big, beautiful citrus trees. Florida citrus growing right here. These are citrus trees. They just destroyed them. 30 years of growth. And they just like destroyed them. 30 years. Have a nice private entrance over here, and this little garden area out front, because we had people across the street that were causing problems. JEA employee causing problems all the time. I mean, these were big, beautiful citrus trees. Multiple citrus trees. 30 years old. And they just destroyed it, man. Stole the house from the front. Like more than 20 feet separated. And this shed was a steel roof, not one of those shingle roofs. The shed was one of those galvanized steel roofs. Much better quality. Tree branches falling, never puncture it, no roof damage or anything. Up underneath the shade of that tree. I just came through here and mowed down everything. And it looks like they dumped diesel fuel all across the ground, because all this stuff is brown and dead. I mean, there's no grass here. How'd they do this? Yeah, I mean, there was grass here, but it is now like completely dead and completely brown. And it's just like they ran around with a canister of diesel and sprayed down all the plants with diesel. It's horrifying. Well, it must have been a real big one here. They ripped out the roots, left a crater in the ground. 30 years of citrus growing. Just gone. Killing this tree. This will be off balance. One side stayed, the other one they completely swiped off of it. I mean, all the citrus trees that were here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there were some in here. 5 30-year-old citrus trees. And others. I have to go through here and count them individually. Should have been another one like right in here. Like right here. See right here. This wasn't as old as the other ones, but still a citrus tree. Like there's the big citrus tree. 30-year-old one there. Driveway was lined with really big 30-year-old citrus trees. They had a few years on them before we bought them, but they've been planted for more than 20 years. Just went through here and smashed everything. I mean, look at that. That used to have raspberries the entire fence length. There was a chain link fence there, strung with raspberries. The entire length, blackberries and raspberries. And the fence is gone. The plants, I mean, how does that look like bare soil? It's like they mowed it down and burned it or sprayed it to kill everything that was in the soil. I don't know what kind of chemicals they used, but it's terrifying. This here tree is bigger than the Coomer Museum tree. The branches don't dip down to the ground, but the trunk diameter is bigger. This is our tree. I like to say it's 500 years old. That's a lot of Florida history, as old as St. Augustine, older than Duval County, older than Jacksonville, which was created in 1967, 1968. Our tree's older than the city. Just weird. I love this area over here, but they killed a whole bunch of trees. Pine tree over there completely missing. Used to be a bunch of beautiful trees here. The birds love whatever species tree this was. I tried eating the seeds that were growing on it. It's kind of like that one over there with the pink. But they were all throughout here. The birds fed on them. They got rid of everything that feeds the birds and left these that are just kind of decorative to land on. But anything the birds like, they got rid of. Man, seriously. I mean, how do they do that? I mean, like, they ripped it right out of the ground. Just look at this. This is cut. I mean, that's like a ninja sword movie. They skinned the tree branch. I mean, I don't know what kind of tractor or bush hog can cut a tree like that. Damn action movie. I don't know, some sort of magic ninja sword that you just shave everything in a single strike. And here are the other trees. The perimeter. Look at this. These are not pines. These are real oak trees. Just completely gone. Look at this. Just cutting it all down. What made this a really strong, beautiful embankment was that it was guarded forest by trees. Everything here was shaded and supported by really big trees. They just went through and they sawed everything and cremated everything. I mean, just where the hell did it all go? I mean, they picked it up and hauled it out of here, cut it down, and ran with it, and probably got money for it, selling it as pulp or lumber or something. Wasn't anything selective about it. Messing around with the property. Neighbor's fence building company over there. See there? Threw his fences over the fence and then reported us to the city for his fence litter. We actually had to go to court with the Department of Environmental Protection because he was dumping his building materials. Bradley Allen was dumping it over his fence onto our property. And then he reported, or they reported. I mean, how do they see what's back here? What's along the fence line? One of these two neighbors reported like a crime they were doing to us. Like, well, it's on your property, so you have to deal with it. That's what this city's been letting neighbors get away with. I love it. I mean, we take care of it. We grew more than anybody. It was beautifully shaded. You can check the satellite maps and the pictures of it. This was all green. There's a giant forest canopy here. And the city came for the house, the family photos, everything. Got neighbors who do their toxic waste and expect us to pay the fee to clean up after them. Bradley Allen and Hercules Fencing just been dumping it over the fucking fence in our yard. I mean, this is crazy. Just trying to imagine how to recover this giant area. All forest and all covered. 30 years of growth completely gone. And why? Why would Mr. Roberts do that? And why would his boss Chow allow him to do it? Because he dumped it off, and I shouldn't say dumped it off. It's like, well, my employee has lots of experience. I'm sure he knows what he's doing. He's just trying to get rid of niggers or something. But don't mean to say it like that, but the Navy called my family sand niggers. And I mean, just 30 years of satellite coverage and canopy. Had our own forest here, our own orchard or grove. Most of the pomegranate trees, I didn't even show you those. They look to be missing. They took the RV camper that was there. Good frame on it. But this was a row of pomegranate trees. And right down here, what they ripped out of the ground were more fig trees. These were really big ones. The one at the end that probably caused that big mess there was at least 20 years that it had been there. And I planted one more recently here. And a series of pomegranate trees I had in here, because that's in the Bible that the temple is supposed to have pomegranate trees. People just hate the Bible so much they ripped all the pomegranates out or mowed them down. The fig trees over there and the fig trees back here. I mean, how can people hate the Bible that much?